Good morning, you guys. I'm Marcy. If you don't know me, I have 4 children, the youngest of whom is Freya, and she has a rare genetic syndrome called Cornelia de Lange syndrome. And I have a story. My husband's been bugging me to make this video for a while. He kept mentioning that it was a very important part of my relationship with Freya, and I just couldn't, I knew it was, but I couldn't pinpoint why it was such a special part of our relationship. And I had to really think about it. It's been 3 weeks since my husband was like, you should make a video about this subject. And last night I just realized why it was such an important part of our story. And I think it's funny that my husband can see, and I'm sure he could have told me if I just was like, why is it so important? Sure, he could have told me. I just find it interesting that he's outside of mine and Freya's relationship and looking at our relationship. Of course, he has his own relationship with Freya, but he can see my relationship with Freya and what parts of it are so important. So this will be a little story time, but there are lots of cute videos of Freya as a baby, so you don't want to miss it. So Freya, when she first was born, they mentioned they thought she had Cornelia de Lange syndrome. We did some testing, it came back negative. So we were kind of under the assumption it wasn't Cornelia de Lange syndrome, but maybe something else, but we couldn't figure out what it was. So basically we knew she probably had a syndrome. I was in denial. I thought she didn't have any syndrome for a long time, but that I think was just a part of my grief journey with finding out our life was going to be a little bit different with Freya than we had originally planned. The doctors were fairly certain that her syndrome would have some sort of intellectual disability with it. So I'm living in blissful denial, thinking that nothing is going on with Freya, and meanwhile in the back of my head knowing something was going on but not wanting to address it. And there were 2 instances. She had to have been right around 6 months old. The first of which, my husband had an empty 2-liter bottle and was going around and like bonking my kids on the head with it, and it would make that hollow noise. And Freya thought it was hilarious. She just started busting up laughing, thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Here we go. Baby, yeah.
Watch my head. Watch my head. Baby, no, my turn, my turn. My turn.
Okay, where's it going?
My turn.
Okay, your turn. Whose turn is it next?
Mine. No, it's Jesse's turn.
Oh.
Baby,
Hey, stop.
It's okay.
She'll look.
My turn. No, that's my turn.
All right. Baby, yeah. Where's it going?
No, it's my turn. No, it's my turn. No, it's my turn. My turn. My turn. You're like, Dad, nobody. That's what you said.
Lots of summer camp fun.
She likes it when it makes the hollow noise.
Yeah.
She's opened the book just for us.
Wacky, 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 wacky. They do it on my head.
Your head sounds different. There.
Leave my bed.
And the second instance was I was drinking a drink and Freya reached over with her lucky hand and grabbed the straw out of my drink and pulled it out. And she was just sitting there kind of like teasing me with it, like, I've got your straw, and like waving it in my face and just laughing and laughing. What's so funny? Do you have a straw? It's a straw. Did you steal it from Mommy's drink? Yeah. Did you steal it from Mommy's drink? Yeah. You show me. Oh my gosh. Can you hold it with your lucky hand so good? Yeah. Can you put it in your lucky hand again? There we go. Show me. Oh my gosh. Look how smart you are. You got it? Yeah. You got it. You're so cute. Are you so proud of yourself, huh? Look at you. You got it. You're so smart. You're so smart. And both of those instances were very reassuring to me. Though I told Chris at the time, like, doesn't matter what comes our way, we're going to do this and it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Whatever's coming for us, we will figure it out. And I always just looked at it like, okay, like she can laugh. She has a sense of humor. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Because I saw part of me, and especially part of my husband. He has a great sense of humor in her. And I always just kind of left it at that surface level until my husband said, you need to tell these stories. And I sat there and was like, why were these two instances so important to me? Why, what was it? And, you know, I go down the road of like, I definitely had limited experience with people with intellectual disabilities and thought in my head that it meant she would be non-expressive, basically like she wouldn't have a personality. But thinking more and more about it, those were the first instances where I saw Freya's personality. And I saw her as a person. And for those of you who have kids, they come out and they're this baby and they're so sweet and so cute. But for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me especially, like slowly learning who they are as a person is fantastic. Because no two kids are the same. And my 4 kids, none of them are the same. They all have their own personalities, their own quirks, their own just sweet nature or stubborn nature or any of the above. And this for me was when Freya truly showed me who she was. And it was that connection for me of, okay, you know who you are. You like to laugh. You like to be mischievous. You like to have a good time. We'll be okay. You and me, girl, against the world, right? And that's why I think it was such an important part of our relationship and such an important moment in our lives was I finally was like, okay, you're showing me who you are. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this crazy life that I know now is going to be full of more challenges than if she were typically developing. And that can be a whole other episode. The whole society and how they look at disability and how it's looked down upon even now, even though it's not outright said, and accessibility issues and medical issues and everything I knew was coming my way. I knew we could do it because I knew she was mine, and I knew she had a sense of humor. We're gonna get through this. So I hope you enjoyed those sweet little videos of Freya. She was the cutest newborn. I wish I would have started YouTube back then. She was the cutest baby. And I'm so glad I get to share some of that with you guys. And I hope you'll come back next time. Bye-bye.